Okay, Halfblock, Racegun body, prototype, awesomeness, let's go!
Hey guys, what's up? If you didn't know, autocockers are fun. But you did probably know that if you're watching this channel. And they come in all shapes and sizes, from your full bodies like this 32 degrees shock tech cocker, or this is a mini cocker. This is just Super Bolt, plain Jane and cheap and nice. But then you got your third categories, your mid blocks and the half block right here. And this is the gun I'm going to focus on mostly in this video. This is actually a prototype gun. It's a standard WGP mini body that got shipped off to Racegun out of Denmark in 2000, and they hacked it up and milled it down, made it a custom sled, and they were doing this as an exercise on, they were going to make their own factory half block, which they later did. And this was the second gun prototype body that they made. This one was made in 2000, so it's pretty old, but it's still pretty cool. Basically, so yeah, this gun's actually been all around the world. It came to me from a guy in Sweden. So the body was made in the U.S., then got shipped to Denmark, then to Sweden, and now back to the U.S. So it's been around, and it's a good shooting little gun. It's pretty cool because this gun is it's right feed, which some people don't like, but I don't really care, especially on a gun of this size. It doesn't really matter. But it's a right feed, and it's actually been drilled for Racegun's race frame brake beam eyes. They were going to try to see if they could do brake beam eyes on a right feed gun, and apparently it worked out. And yeah, so it's also got the sight rail has been milled pretty much off, except for right around the feed neck area, and they've actually drilled, I guess, blowback reducing holes right through the feed neck itself. It's pretty interesting how they were able to do that. So the gun works really well, and another interesting feature they did with this gun is, in addition to having a completely custom bolt, like this is a custom machine bolt, this sled has two set screws that go right through to the pump arm, which has actually been threaded for them. So they thread in, and when the bolt is in there, there's just absolutely no side-to-side play at all. You'll see in some just personal people half-block their guns, there's a lot of sled side-to-side play, and it ends up scratching the gun, and it's not very stable when shooting. This one, they wanted to eradicate that problem, and it really worked, because you can tell, if I rotate it over here, this gun has been anodized in titanium. I assume it was done a while ago, and it's probably been shot a lot because I used it quite a bit. I've used this gun for a while. I got it probably 5-6 months ago. There's really no wear here. It does not rub at all. So that's great, just for preserving the quality look of your marker. Racegun did a very good job with that. This whole gun, pretty much, it's still relatively stock. I mean, it's got standard WGP slider frame. It has been milled to have set screws to reduce side-to-side play on the trigger plate, and backstop has been made underneath. So it's got a pretty short pull, really snappy for a slider frame. Not quite as quick as a good hinge frame, but it's not too bad. It's got your standard WGP cradle ASA. It works. It's old school. It gets a lot of pressure on it whenever it's engaged, but gotta take what you can get if you're running a cheap ASA. Black Magic Rig, of course, standard WGP fair, rest of the gun too, with your bullet LPR and your STO RAM and your barrel that I think it came off an Outcast. But it shoots all right. It's got an A&S 3-way, which is pretty much a WGP one all over again, and it's tuned to shoot pretty good. Really not much else to say about it. If you've never tried a half block, making your own is kind of a challenge if you don't have the proper equipment. Taking a hacksaw to a cheap Super Bolt or a Trilogy might not be the best idea, but if you can find one used and cheap, they're really fun. Even on the X-Ball field, I mean, I can throw up some pictures here. but it's tiny. This thing in your hands and shooting it, it's no challenge at all to get on a modern speedball field and keep a tight profile on. And it, like, sometimes it can be with a larger full-bodied autococker. So that's pretty much it. This is the Racegun mini half-block prototype, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, they later went on to release a full retail version of this gun with the race frame. Obviously, it was vertical feed. That one's quite a bit more expensive if you're trying to track those down. This one, you know, it is what it is, I guess. It's just a fun little gun, and I enjoy using it. And I guess that's pretty much it. Catch you guys later.